We are the government's chief fundraiser. We are called to steward the nation's fiscal stability. It is our duty to put every peso to work for the people. Hindi po pwede na kapag may nakitang malaking pondo na natutulog at hindi nagagamit para sa kapakanan ng taong bayan, hahayaan na lang. Sleeping funds serve no one. Every idle peso is a disservice to every Filipino.
Senator, are you about to wind up?
Just a few more minutes, then I will happily answer all your questions. Just to
Hindi
provide
nilagay pala yan,
context.
di po nasasagot yung tanong
I'm
ko.
sorry?
I'll just respectfully reiterate my question.
Yes.
And please answer as briefly as possible,
Yes.
given the limited time that we have. Secretary Recto, in a press statement dated February 2, 2024, posted on the official website of the Department of Finance, it stated that acting on the GAA mandate, it proceeded to review the excess funds of GOCCs. It was found out that PhilHealth had a substantial sum of excess, unused, and idle funds over the past few years, amounting to how much? 183.1 billion. So it appears that an extensive review of the financial statements of all GOCCs was conducted and revealed that PhilHealth had accumulated a substantial sum of excess, unused, and idle funds over the past few years, amounting to, yun nga, 181.1 billion. The clear import of the statement is that this amount, 183 billion, I sound like a broken record already, being in excess is no longer relevant insofar as attaining the objectives of PhilHealth are concerned, and thus it could be appropriated to other uses. In the same press statement, Secretary, DOF said that it exercised a, open quotation, prudent and moral decision to limit the return of the excess, idle, and unused government subsidies from 2001 to 2023, thus arriving at 89.9 billion. My question is this, sir. If the entire 181.1 billion is an excess, and apparently, in my understanding, not needed anymore, why should it become an imprudent and immoral decision to seize the entire amount? The point here is that DOF already has found out that the entire amount was excess, idle, and unused government subsidies. Such being the case, how could it be imprudent and immoral to divert the entire amount? If it should be imprudent and immoral to get hold of the entire 183.1 billion, then how could DOF justify describing seizing and divesting the amount of 89.9 billion to be a prudent and moral decision? If it is unlawful to divert the whole of the purported excess funds, or imprudent or immoral, then should it also be unlawful, immoral, and imprudent to get hold of a substantial portion of it? Conversely, if it is justifiable to redivert only a portion of the excess funds, would it not also be legally and morally defensible to take the entire amount? You may respond through your directly or through the Solicitor General if you feel more comfortable doing so. Anyway, the Solgen's job is supposed to take up the charges for the OF. Up to you. It's your call, sir.
Thank you very much, Associate Justice Rosario. If I may, if it may please the Court, before I answer the question, may this representation be allowed to make a brief opening statement to provide context insofar as these issues are concerned.
How long will it, if you don't mind me asking, how long will it take you to conclude your brief
Very,
statement?
very brief.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Associate Justice. Honorable Justice, Honorable Chief Justice, and Associate Justices of the Supreme Court, good afternoon. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to present our side today. To begin with, I think it will be wise to explain the context within which this policy move is being undertaken, the bigger picture as to why we did what we did, so to speak. First, we are still recovering from the pandemic that gave us the hardest economic blow, a contraction of 9.5% in 2020, the lowest since post-World War II. To address both health and economic needs, during that crisis, the government had to borrow more money, utang na minana ng kasalukuyang administrasyon. By 2022, when President Marcos Jr. took office, our national debt soared by 6.8 trillion pesos. This surpasses the combined debt of all previous administrations, bringing our debt to GDP ratio from its lowest level of 39.6% in 2019 to a high of 60.9% in 2022. And now it is our responsibility to repay these large borrowings. We inherited this debt, but we do not intend to simply pass this burden onto the next administration. We intend to try our best to reduce it. Against this backdrop, geopolitical tensions, two hot wars, a trade war, and the looming Cold War, as well as supply chain disruptions from the pandemic, interrupt our recovery efforts. Around the world, inflation has surged, and central banks raised interest rates. Thus, Congress mandated in the 2024 General Appropriations Act to sweep the unused, idle, and excess funds of government-owned and controlled corporations to raise more resources to support the President's priority programs to enhance economic recovery efforts. As the Solicitor General has accurately pointed out early in this oral argument, this move is a temporary and common sense approach within which legal bounds to fund critical government programs for Filipinos. And I implore you, Your Honors, to consider our job at the Department of Finance. We are the government's chief fundraiser. We are called to steward the nation's fiscal stability. It is our duty to put every peso to work for the people. Hindi po pwede na kapag may nakitang malaking pondo na natutulog at hindi nagagamit para sa kapakanan ng taong bayan, hahayaan na lang. Sleeping funds serve no one. Every idle peso is a disservice to every Filipino. To put into perspective, based on the 2024 GAA, we had an appropriations of 5,768 billion pesos, of which only 4,273 billion pesos were supportable by revenues. Thus, reckoned on a daily basis last year, our expenditures amount to 15.8 billion pesos a day in cash, of which 11.71 billion pesos in cash were funded by revenue collections, and the rest, 4.1 billion pesos in cash by loans. Every 24 hours, kada 24 na oras. This is the daily math of governance. So at dusk, when the sun sets over Manila Bay, a spectacle I see from my office, I would often ask myself, nakakolekta ba tayo ngayon ng 11.71 billion pesos sa araw na ito? The national budget is a catalog of expenditures. Every item therein has a price tag, paid in taxes, non-tax revenue, or by debt. Our role in the DOF is to pick the tab of what the budget has ordered. Kung kulang, we pay in credit. And we are wary not to max out the National Philippine Credit Card. Thus, this move to sweep the unused excess idle funds of GOCCs is in line with the principles of our medium-term fiscal framework to ensure the country's macro-fiscal stability. And that is to consolidate all public resources so that these are mobilized and utilized to gain the maximum benefit and high multiplier effects for the economy and the Filipino people. This framework ensures that we reduce our fiscal deficit from a high of 8.6% of GDP in 2021 to only 3.7% in 2028. Last year, we already hit our target of reducing this to 5.7%. This will allow us to sustainably reduce our national government debt to 56.3% in 2028. And just as what we did during the pandemic through Bayanihan 1 and 2, we see this as a Bayanihan 3. A Bayanihan 3 not funded by new taxes, but one funded by the funds already in our possession.
Senator, are you about to wind up?
Just a few more minutes, then I will happily answer all your questions. Just to
Hindi
provide
nilagay pala yan,
context.
di po nasasagot yung tanong ko.
I'm sorry?
It's okay.
Yes,
Please
thank you.
proceed.
Thank you. But one funded by the funds already in our possession. A Bayanihan 3 that mobilizes all our available resources, all idle, excess, and civic public funds to help the economy recover faster, create more jobs, increase incomes, and reduce poverty in the process. We wouldn't be doing our job, Your Honors, if we willfully neglect our duty to exercise fiscal prudence in this matter just because it is unusual. We wouldn't be doing our job if we clung to convention over common sense. And now let me respond to some points brought up during the previous sessions. First, why PhilHealth? Alinsunod po sa batas. Hindi lamang po ang PhilHealth ang nag-iisang GOCC na aming initusang magbalik ng sobrang pondo ayon sa 2024 GAA. Tinignan po ng DOF ang lahat ng mga natutulog na pera ng lahat ng GOCCs. And with our extensive review, we found out that PhilHealth has accumulated a very substantial excess, unused, and idle funds over the past few years. This is not beneficial for one reason. Every peso unused is a benefit denied to a Filipino citizen. After carefully and cautiously computing the reserve funds of PhilHealth, its excess, unused, and idle money actually amounted to a staggering 183.1 billion pesos.
Senator,
Yes, sir.
I'll just respectfully reiterate my question.
Yes.
And please answer as briefly as possible,
Yes,
given the limited time that we have.
yes. If your question
So
is,
it is your position, sir, that if the funds is considered by your office as excess, idle, and unused, meaning no longer relevant insofar as attaining the objectives of that GOCC, whether PhilHealth or whatever, it could be appropriated to other uses.
yes, based on the mandate given to us by Congress as found in the General Appropriations Act, particularly 1D.
Congress, Attorney Neri,
Yes,
do you agree?
Yes. I really commiserate with our former colleague in Congress because he's a toughest position of the executive to gather all these unused funds. Of course, it's important. It's fiscal responsibility to gather unused funds. But fiscal responsibility, Your Honors, please, ends when it transgresses the Constitution. Ito ang question namin, Your Honor. Kung importante sa executive palang kunin ang pera ng GOCC, why did not President Marcos put Section 1D in the NEP? Kasi he was expecting 281 billion. Why did the House and the Senate did not put in Section 1D? Because it's only 281 billion. It was the BICAM, in all its wisdom, who increased it to 749 billion, at ngayon nag-isip sila, ay, paano natin ponduhan ito? Aha, GOCC, in-include nila yon. So that does not justify, Your Honor. If the executive thinks we need to mop up liquid unused funds, yeah, but put it in a proper way, Your Honors, please. Put it in the NEP and have it approved by both houses of Congress rather than surreptitiously insert it through a BICAM committee, Your
I've
Honors.
already made your point, Congressman.
Umani naman ito ng iba't ibang reaksyon mula sa ating mga netizens. Ayon kay Van Hammer, you don't know the purpose of trust fund. Like the SSSGSIS, that money that you say is idle is there for future needs. Ask an actuary for better knowledge. Pahayag naman ni Claudine Fay, paanong natutulog? Gusto nyo lang kasi sa info palagi kasi tangible, nakikita para lang may masabi na may ginagawa. At ito naman ang saloobin mula sa ating kababayan na si Bad Omero Doy. Ang daming nangangailangan ng tulong na may sakit at naghihirap sa mga hospital tapos sasabihin mo na natutulog. Mga kababayan, feel free to comment below para maglabas ng saloobin sa balitang ito.